Welcome to the Riff Report, the loudest corner on the internet. I'm Tyler,
And I'm Ryan.
and we're here to fill you in on all things punk, metal, alternative, anything loud, anything heavy. Today, we're chatting about all kinds of new things in the scene, our deep dive with me, Tyler. We've got our artist feature with Ryan, plus our tracks of the week. Speaking of track of the week, what have you been listening to, Ryan?
Yeah. Um well, it's been kind of like the cool down after the summer for us. We made it through the Labor Day weekend.
Right.
Uh this week in the service industry, in the tourist area that we work in. Everybody's kind of gone back home. Sports are starting, school's back up, so it's a little slower for us.
Right.
Um, and with that, the temperature took a little downturn. So
Definitely did.
we had some nice fall weather for the week, which was awesome. Um, but anyone who knows me for the past couple years has seen me. They know that the leaves are about to start turning when I bust out my trusty Power Trip hoodie.
Oh yeah.
So this week was the start of Power Trip hoodie season for me. So
Nice.
between that and a couple weeks ago, we had the anniversary of Power Trip singer Riley Gale's death. Um,
May he rest in
rest in
power.
power. I've been seeing a bunch of posts on Instagram for him and about the band and stuff, and then busting out the old hoodie. I had to throw it on,
Hmm.
So my track of the week is going to be "Soul Sacrifice" by Power Trip, which is on their album Nightmare Logic, which is the album that got me into them.
Nice.
It's their later album, but I didn't really they didn't really hop onto my radar until a little bit later. But when Nightmare Logic came out, I was like super into that album.
Yeah.
Um, Soul Sacrifice is the opening song on that album, and it just sets the record for what's to come on the rest of the album. And no slight towards the rest of the album. The rest of the album is super sick. We got songs like Executioner's Tax, The Swing of the Axe,
One of my
which is
favorites.
just it's such a good song. I
Uh-huh.
mean, Firing Squad is good. Nightmare Logic, Waiting Around to Die. The whole thing is good.
Right.
So go check that song out and go check out that whole album because it is fire.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Tyler? What have you been listening to this week?
I'm gonna piggyback off you a little bit. It's been slower, it's getting colder out. Like, I don't know, the transition from summer to fall to winter, all of my energy just tanks. Like, I still do stuff, but I don't know, just personally, like mentally, I just want to curl up with a blanket and just chill inside. I'm a little guy, dude. I don't warm up that easily, so but I decided, and as I say, it's gonna be less energy, a little bit slower, whatever. But the song I chose this week was "Free at Last" by Pup, which actually has a lot of energy to it. I've been a big fan of these guys for a couple of years now. Got to see them live at Louder Than Life, and just fell in love with them. It's as punk as we kind of get right now, I guess. They're from Canada, so I feel like we're spiritual brothers being here in Michigan, them being in Canada. Like, it's perfect. It's the perfect union.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've just been checking out that. I also love, to anybody who hasn't seen Pup, hasn't really followed them, or to the fans of Pup, one of the favorite videos of mine, of theirs, is the video to this song "Free at Last." I guess they went and sent out the sheet music of the song itself and just challenged everybody to record it themselves. Like, just play the song, sing the song, put your own heartfelt, energy into it. And they did. A lot of people responded, and it turned out really awesome. So check out the video to Free at Last as well. One of my all-time favorite songs by them.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Actually, you just, it's funny that you brought them up because we haven't really talked about them at all recently, but
Yeah.
they just had a show at the Salt Shed in
Oh,
Chicago this past weekend.
shows how much research I do. Should be a little bit better
Oh,
about it,
that's all
huh?
right. You just missed them by a couple days.
Yeah,
But
right.
but yeah, it looks like I think it was must have been either Friday or Saturday night, but my Instagram was blowing up with some people, a handful of people that I know at the show. It looks like they played with Jeff Rosenstock, which
Okay.
I'm not super familiar with, but the few things that I saw after um, scrolling through Instagram, he seems legit. I mean, it seems like a pretty good fit with Pup.
Nice. I'm gonna be going to the Salt Shed pretty soon. A couple more months. We're gonna catch the Mars Volta out there. Pretty
Hell
excited.
yeah, that'll be sick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, otherwise, we've had a lot of time to listen to music obviously this week, but what else have you been up to? You had any football games with Ozzy or, anything else
Yeah,
going on?
yeah, dude. Yeah, funny. Well, for those of you that are going to be listening or watching this, you won't know until Wednesday. But if you're watching the video of us right now, you can see I'm decked out in my Bears gear because tonight is the first game of the season for my Bears against your Minnesota Vikings, Tyler.
I'm only attached to them through familial connections. I'm not a football guy, full disclaimer, but if I had to pick a team, I have to pick the Vikings. So it's a little bit of a little head-to-head Ryan v. Tyler match tonight, I guess.
Yep.
Congrats on the win already, Ryan.
I wouldn't get that far ahead of ourselves. Um, But yeah, no, this week, this Saturday, we had our first flag football game of the season.
Nice.
Uh, so my first time coaching on the field for game day. And it was a pretty cool experience, dude.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears working up to this point. And now that we made it out on the field to play an official game, I actually feel pretty good about things.
Nice. You can put everything that you put into practice, into action. Did it seem like it worked out? Did you guys win?
No, we didn't win.
All right.
Uh,
That's all right.
we had some strengths, we had some weaknesses.
Right.
The good news is that they played better than I expected them to play, which is all
That's
that
a win in
matters, right?
itself, dude. That's success. I was a little bit of a sports guy. I played soccer, did cross country, and in each of those, soccer, you track points and whatever. It feels like it goes a little bit slower, but every match you have, every rematch you have, as long as you're learning, as long as you're getting better, that's all you can ask for. You know what I mean?
That's all you can ask for.
Right.
And the kids had fun. So
That's super important.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
What about you, man? What you been up to?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Slow week at work, slow week at home. Um, I guess I just spent this week recovering from the summer itself. I was supposed to
Right?
go do some cards on Tuesday. I didn't. I was supposed to go to Magic on Wednesday. I didn't. But that I have a legitimate excuse for. Tuesday, I was just lazy as shit. But Wednesday, we got just some random flash floods out here, dude. Every
All right.
intersection by my house was flooded out. We pay all this money for a drain commissioner in the city of St. Joseph. And look at what we have. What does he do? What is he even doing?
Yeah.
Come
What
on.
drains are you commissioning?
Right, that's what I'm saying. What do I know?
None.
Right, yeah. I know
None.
more than none. Anyways, um, But yeah, so I didn't want to flood out my engine and have to deal with all of that. So I took a rain check. Those are my sunglasses falling onto my face. And yeah, I'm gonna make up for lost time tomorrow and Wednesday, which is when we release our new episode. Check it out. Um, yeah.
Nice call out.
Otherwise, thank you. Yeah, just got to meet a lot of cool people at work. For one thing, I got a couple shout outs real quick. Ian, if you subscribed and you're listening, it was nice to meet you. Random guy on Sunday, same for you. Hope to catch you at a show in Ohio. And this shout out goes to our favorite Jimmy Dean. If you're listening on Spotify, finally, you're a piece of shit, and I love you.
Oh
right.
man, that was amazing.
Thank you. But yeah, otherwise, not much. Making drink specials, figuring out this new drink menu at work. That's about it. Just preparing for what we have coming up. That's all, you know.
All right. All right. I'm still trying to pull myself together from that. That's awesome.
That's getting clipped. Right now I'm calling it.
I'm clipping that and I'm going
Good.
to personally text that to him.
Good.
I'm going to probably personally text that to him like every week.
I'll keep it in a background folder, you know, just to be if he gets mad at me for not telling him to order something. Here you go. Check it out. I think we're gonna go ahead and get into some scene and industry news with our host Ryan. Ryan, what's new, pussycat?
Whoa.
Oh,
Well, we got quite a bit of scene and industry news this week. A lot to talk about here. First thing first, something that I think was a pretty big excitement throughout the modern metal community this week. We had the song End of You by Poppy featuring Amy Lee of Evanescence and Courtney LaPlante of
dog.
Spirit Box.
The Holy Trinity right now. I think the Sword had a song about this moment in time called Tres Brujas or Three Witches.
Yep.
I think it just came true.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't make that correlation, but yeah, this it was teased for a couple weeks on all three of their social media platforms, and then the track finally came out this week on Friday, I believe. It's pretty good. It's about
Yeah.
what I expected.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Those of you might be upset with me. I am not a big Amy Lee fan. I've never been an Evanescence fan.
All right.
I'm just not into the vocal style there. I'm sorry.
It's
So
fine. You're
hate me if you
entitled to that
want.
opinion. We're here to make shitty opinions, and oh my god, is that a shitty opinion? You did it.
That's yep. It's a shitty opinion to someone. Uh, but I mean, as we've talked about in the past, Spirit Box is pretty cool, and I'm a big Poppy fan.
Oh yeah.
Um, so yeah, go check out the song. It's pretty good. I'm sure Tyler likes it.
I do, actually. I'm a pretty big fan of all three of them. I haven't got too much into Poppy, but yeah, Amy Lee, you know, since Bring Me to Life and all that, and I fell into that little trap. And
Yeah.
Spirit Box, huge fan. Saw them live. They put on a great show. Was hoping they'd pull out some uh shit. What band was she in? I'm blanking right now.
I wrestled a bear once.
Yeah, I was gonna say We Butter the Bread with Butter, but they're German. They're way off
Yeah.
track. But yeah, something they'd pull out. I Wabbo. I'll just say that tracks. They didn't, but that's fine. I understand. I don't think they left the band on good terms. So keep doing your thing,
Yeah.
Courtney and Mike, your husband. Sorry, you're the face,
I
and
think
you
so.
deserve all the accolades. So this goes out to you, Courtney.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, moving on, we got the fourth highly anticipated track release by the masked band President. The song is called Destroy Me. and it is a new single off of their new and upcoming album, King of Terrors, which comes out at the end of this month on the 26th. So, for those of you who have been following along this whole entire summer, the time is almost here. We finally get to hear what everyone has been whispering about for so long.
Incidentally, that's my mom's birthday, so what a gift
Oh,
for my mother
nice.
who hates this kind of music. I'm gonna let her know about that after this.
She'll
Check it
love
out, you're
it.
gonna love it. Yeah.
I mean, President, from what's been released, is kind of a little bit more on the mom side of things than, let's just say, Poppy.
Fair. Very fair.
So, I don't know if you listen to this track at all. I think it's better than the last track that was
Okay. I
released,
only
but
caught a little bit of a clip on like Instagram when they announced it. And I like
yeah,
the 20 seconds that I listened to, but I didn't pursue it that much. So I'll have to do a
yeah,
deep dive later.
it seems to be a trend that they're working a lot of electronics into their music,
Okay.
which um has its place.
Yeah.
So we'll see once the whole release is out. I don't think there's many songs yet to be released. I think we're maybe missing 2 songs from a 6-song EP that's supposed to be coming out.
Right.
Um, so yeah,
How so are they
there's
gonna release all of the songs as singles and then drop the album? That just seems a little counterintuitive to me.
dude. It seems like more and more that's what bands are doing these days. It doesn't make much sense, but I mean, I think I think one of the albums that we're going to be talking about here shortly was kind of the same way, and I'll just use that to segue into it. Um, the new album, "No One Was Driving the Car" by La Dispute came out this Friday, I believe, and they kind of did the same thing. They released everything in chunks of like 2 and 3 songs here and
Okay.
there until the whole album was basically out, except for a couple songs.
That's crazy.
Um, I'm not really digging this style of
Yeah, me
release.
neither. Veil of Maya did the same thing on their last one, Mother. Like we got more than half the album, I'm pretty sure. And
Yeah,
then they just dropped the album with almost no announcement, I feel. Or at least for me, like I was listening to all the singles, absolutely loved them. And then all of a sudden the album's done. I'm like, oh, cool, finally, like 2 years later, you know?
right.
It's we're in the age of streaming, you know, that's song, you know, important singles. Like I feel like that's where most of the stream counts are gonna be anyways. So why not just
Yeah,
drop those? You know, wait to put out the I don't know. I don't like it either, but I recognize that's how the money is made. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what happens in the background, what cogs are turning,
right,
and why bands do certain things that they do nowadays. But I mean, there's like it seems like there's a lot of that stuff going on, and then there's also a lot of like for some reason we're teasing albums that are like 3 months out.
right,
Um, Which that part's kind of annoying too, because I'm like, "Oh, cool." I mean, it's cool that you know something new is coming from a band that you like, but it
right.
also sucks to have to wait 3 whole months.
Exactly, because you're gonna be really excited
Uh,
for like a month, and then the next month you're
and
gonna
you're gonna
forget
forget
about
about it.
it. Right.
Yep.
But maybe that brings some more excitement, you know, once you get to that third, 3 months out, and it's just like, hey, this is dropping tomorrow. You're like, oh shit,
Oh,
cool.
shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. But, uh but yeah, that the new album from La Dispute came out. They are a band that I haven't listened to in a while. I actually
Me
was a big
neither.
fan of them when they first came out. So
Somewhere at the bottom of the river between
even
Altair and Vega.
yes, even before that. So their EP that was released in 2006 called Vancouver was the first
Oh.
release that I heard from them. But they are a Grand Rapids band, so they were in the local scene when I was growing up. So they felt more like a local band than a major touring act to me,
Right.
and it's awesome to see them grow and get recognition, but at at the same time, um I don't know, they just kind of fell to the wayside for me. I didn't really keep up with them after that first album. I think their second album, Wildlife, I think I gave that a listen to, but it just didn't grab me as much as the other stuff.
That
So
Wildlife was the first album I got into. I had a few friends that were just ripping that. That was released the year I you were graduated. Yeah, 2011, dog. Oski Wawa, Barian. Uh
nice.
and then I got into Somewhere at the Bottom of the River. Rooms of the House was on constant replay for me, but that's about when I dropped off. So I haven't really followed them since then. I don't know. Maybe I just got happier. My life got better, and I was like, felt like
It's just pretty
Andy. You
sad
know what I
music.
mean? That's what I'm saying. I feel like Andy dropping off Woody. Like I'm done playing with you now. So I got Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah,
I don't know,
right.
but they are great
Yeah,
no matter what.
their first album that I listened to, Somewhere at the Bottom of the River, um, I had a lot of really good songs on it, but there's a lot of very whiny stuff going on.
Yeah.
Um, but and this new album is no different. It's pretty much typical Law Dispute, only I feel like they've definitely broken away from some of their screamo influences,
Yeah,
and
I
they're
did
just
notice
more
that.
on like a they're like, I don't know, it's like a very poetic emo band, but they all became dads and had to like stop screaming as much, you know.
Right.
They got into like Bob Dylan and their influences changed a
You
little bit,
know,
you know.
it's just we all go through it. You know what I mean? I'm starting to get
It
into Ted
happens.
Nugent now, and I hate it. I
Oh,
think it's
don't
only
do
because
that,
I know,
Tyler.
dude. I know. I think it's only because of Stranglehold, and that's what I'm trying to name that new drink. You know what I mean? I think it's the reason
I
why.
get
That's all I'm
it.
gonna think of. But I'm really trying to
I
keep
get it.
myself from being that guy. You know. But
Yeah,
going back to what's on topic before we keep talking about Ted Nugent, that's number 4. We're
yeah.
never gonna mention him again. Uh, no, there was one song specifically that I really liked. Auto Fiction Detail. That's the song that started getting me into the album. The first two songs, like the first song, it was set up kind of weird, but second song was all right, and then I got into the whole. That's when I started really liking the album.
Oh yeah. Uh, well, don't do that.
Of course,
I'm just saying, bad.
I know.
In other news, we got a new album release by the band 1056. They released their new album called I.O., which is supposed to be like the on off
Right.
of a light switch, is the front cover. So I don't really know how they expect you to pronounce this, but I listened to the album. It's real good. I just started listening to these guys about a year ago per recommendation of our head brewer Chase.
Nice. All
Um,
right. Pulling out a
and
sleeper, dude.
Yeah, he's got some secretly heavy stuff sitting in his back
Okay.
pocket for such a modest Carhartt wearing guy.
That's what I'm saying. I never would have
Um,
expected it, you know? I think
nope,
what threw me off was
but
his Pokemon obsession for a short amount of time. That was pretty awesome. So maybe I give him another chance, you know?
it's not a short amount of time. He's still on the Pokemon.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, go check that out. 1056 new album, pretty sweet. We also got a new track released by the band Sangui Sugabog called Repulsive Demise. It is a single off their new album called Hideous Aftermath, coming out October 10th. I am
Sick.
super excited for this
Oh,
album.
yeah. Just love everything
Uh,
that they use in terms of names, descriptions. They're chef's kiss, A plus. They're so good at what they do.
yeah, I mean, and they don't even talk about eating ass.
They don't. It's crazy. They get all this talent and no ass eating. It's crazy.
Dude, they don't need to eat ass to be talented.
Right.
Hey, shout out to Hong Kong. Fuck you. It's all right. You can keep eating ass. But yeah, this new song, sick. It's it's a Sangui Sugabug song, and it's awesome. I'm here for it. When was it did we see them with Lorna Shore? Is that when?
Yep. It was at
Yep.
Guys Night in Chicago. Yep.
Yep.
Lorna Shore, Whitechapel, Sangui
Yeah.
Sugabog, Kubla Khan TX. It
Yep.
was heavy as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when I started getting into them, and I like them a lot now. I love their merchandise. I love their marketing. Everything about them is cool. So go check them out. We got a new release, a new EP release by the Swedish metal band Orbit Culture. They released a new EP called Nerve, in which the influences for this music are definitely At the Gates, In Flames. I got some like middle As I Lay Dying kind of stuff, like Ocean Between Us,
Oh,
kind of
nice.
like little bit more of the like straight European metalcore style stuff.
Little techie,
Um,
you know. They're like tapping. It's fucking
a little bit, yep.
yeah. All
There's
right.
it's good. I've never heard of these guys. And they just popped up under new releases for me, and I gave it a once over, and I like it. I will definitely be going back to listen to this stuff.
Hell yeah.
We got a new album by the band Bless the Fall. They released an album called Gallows.
Okay. I haven't listened to Bless the
I
Fall in forever.
almost debatable whether I've truly ever listened to Bless the Fall, to be honest with you. Obviously, they kind of fit into that like MySpace screamo stuff
For
that
sure.
I used to listen to when I was in high school, but they just, no offense to them in any way, but the way that I took them was like, it was like the B squad of
Yeah.
metal music back then, screamo music back then. So I just didn't really ever listen to them. I gave a couple songs a listen to on this album, and it's fine. If you like their other stuff, I'm sure you'll like this.
I'll have to check it out. Maybe. If I get to
Yeah,
it, you know. I listened to two albums,
yeah,
Witness and Awakening, and that was it.
yeah. I mean, I don't even, I don't even have it pulled up because I didn't really expect to talk about them all that much.
That's fine.
Um, but they're oh, that's right. They were on Rise Records, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um, why they Rise Records in the 2010s. They did a really good job with their marketing, and they just crammed music down your throat, which is how I got into a lot of different albums back then. But that's probably why I've seen this band before. Oh, cool. I went all the way to the bottom of their Wikipedia page to look at this new album so I could
Mhm.
get the track list, and
And it's not
there's not
there.
even it's not there. Um, but yeah, I listened to a couple songs off this album. The first song, kind of cringe, I'm not gonna lie. Uh, the second song on the album, I don't know what it's called. Sorry, guys, but it was a little better.
Okay.
So you do you. You check it out if you want. Don't check it out. I don't care. It's not going to affect me. We got the album Welcome to the Family by Acres, which is a British metalcore band on Solid State Records. Label mates with Devil Wears Prada, Fit for a King, Greyhaven, Norma Jean. A bunch of bands that we've talked about on the show in the past and are big fans of.
Oh yeah.
Um, this is my first release by Acres that I've
Same.
listened to.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can never put a song to a band, but when I heard them and I pulled this album up for the first time, dude, I'm gonna shit my pants. I did not
it,
expect them to be that heavy that
it's
soon.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good. It's funny because when I was listening to it, I kind of got some like Greyhaven vibes almost.
oh yeah,
Because I've been listening to them a lot lately ever since we first started talking about them.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I was surprised by this release, and I will be going back for more for
for
sure.
sure.
Um, we got a new track release by the band Spite. Their new song "Lights Out" came out over the weekend. You can check them out. They're going on tour with Fit for a King and Make Them Suffer at the end of October. They'll be going through the United States. So that'll be a cool tour to check out if you got some free time and some free cashish. Um, and the song is really cool. It's really heavy. I like it. I was looking into their stuff a little bit to see if maybe they were like teasing a new album or something like that. Nope, just a new single.
Sick.
But it's fucking heavy. I highly recommend.
Yeah, I just had to pop it on, and all right, I'm gonna follow this a little bit more. These guys are good.
Yeah. Yeah, I've listened to their stuff in the past for sure, but this is a nice I don't know, I feel like the production quality on this song is a little better than some of their previous stuff.
Okay.
Um and as much as I'm a big DIY punk guy, I like do it yourself kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I also appreciate studio
Some
quality
good
and
production, some money
production.
spent. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's not the 70s
Yeah.
anymore, dog. Come on. We got all
No,
this
I mean,
technology ahead of
I
us.
mean,
Just use it.
listen, if you're putting out a punk record, or you're putting out a metal record, by all means, record it on a cassette tape, recorder
You
in the
know.
middle of a closet. I don't care.
Right.
Um, but if you're making any normal music outside of that, just pay to have a professional do this.
Yeah.
Especially if you're signed. What are you doing?
Yeah. All that
Um,
advance money for what? Wasting.
yeah, for what?
Right.
30 racks of PBR. That's for what?
Amen, brother.
Uh, our last release of the day is by one of my old personal favorite bands. Between the Buried and Me, they released the song "The Blue Nowhere," which is a new single off of their new album that's going to be coming out this Friday by the same name. So the album is "The Blue Nowhere." Um,
Interesting.
this is not my favorite stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I fell off on this band. I don't know what year it would have been, but I fell off, and I don't know. Prog metal just isn't really my go-to style of music anymore. I listened to these guys a lot when I was listening to like Opeth and Tool and stuff like that. It was very smart metal. Um, and these guys have like some of the best music that I've ever witnessed in my life in their discography. This is a little more on the I don't know, on the lighter side of the prog metal, I would say. So it's not really my cup of tea. If I'm gonna listen to some chaotic proggy stuff, I want it to be pretty heavy,
Right.
which is why I personally like later or earlier Opeth stuff if we're gonna go prog metal side. But if you're into that kind of stuff, these guys kill it. So I would check it out. I'll
Oh yeah.
probably listen to this album once when it comes out, and I'll probably never listen to it again. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair.
But moving on to some artist news.
Yeah.
Uh, my
Got a lot of fun
my
stuff to talk
personal
about today.
I was gonna say this is my personal favorite section. This is where I get all of my clips for
Uh-huh.
our Instagram out of. So this is weird. I just saw so for those of you that don't know who the Savannah Bananas are, they are a baseball team out of, I would assume, Savannah, Georgia, but they are I don't know, they're not even like a minor league. They're I don't even know what
They
kind of league this
are
is.
the Harlem Globetrotters of
Mhm.
baseball. That is who they are. I don't
That's the
think you
best
can
way
put
to
them in a
put it.
league. They're just having fun.
Yeah. No, there's definitely there's some other teams in that league of entertainment baseball, as you might put it,
Okay.
um, that they play against. There's not too many of them, but the Savannah Bananas are the most popular, the biggest out of these teams. But a couple weeks ago, I saw they had All Time Low come out and play.
Okay.
One of their big songs at halftime. The
Nice.
the team followed them through the stadium, dancing behind them. They had like a whole choreographed dance in the middle of the field.
Classic
So
bananas.
yeah, it was wild. And then a couple weeks later, the story that we have for you today is Travis McCoy, the singer of Gym Class Heroes, came out during what I would assume is a halftime show, probably as well. But he came out and announced that Gym Class Heroes would be releasing their first new album in 14 years.
Dang.
So that's pretty big news for some of you hot topic emo kids from the 2000s. Uh,
Don't look at me. I wasn't a gym class hero fan. I'm just saying.
no, not my kind of stuff either. But I kind of included this in our news more because of the Savannah Bananas.
That's fine. I have a
But
hat
yeah,
floating around here. I was hoping it was nearby so I could just pull it out, but I'm a fake fan. I love them. I'll catch a game when it's on, but I haven't seen them. And my parents did, though, and they bought me a hat. So they're the best. Thanks, parents. You rule.
hell yeah. No, I haven't caught a game in person, which I would really like to do because I think it would be a fun time.
Right.
But if I get home, there's nothing else better on. I flip on YouTube. There's if there's like a free game streaming of the Savannah Bananas on
Uh-huh.
there, I'm throwing it
You'll
on.
catch
I'm
it.
gonna watch a couple. I'm gonna catch a couple innings.
Right.
And that's coming from someone who doesn't give a lick about football or football. What am I talking
Whoa.
about? About baseball.
I'm
I
telling
care a
everyone
lot
at
about
work, dude.
football. My
You're
bad.
out of that
My
fantasy
bad.
league, dude.
Uh, that's all right.
Sacrilege.
I need to be kicked out of the fantasy league because I'm a disgrace.
It's all right. You can join
But
me
anyways,
here.
yeah, I don't care about baseball at all, other than hot dogs and sunshine. But but yeah, Savannah Bananas are cool. Moving on, we got a little bit of a shit talking match right now. This is weird that this is popping up at this time,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Roger Waters of Pink Floyd has come out, and I don't even know why he had to have a 2 cents about this, but apparently he's talking shit about Ozzy Osbourne. Um, to quote, he says, Ozzy Osbourne, who just died, bless him in his whatever that state that he was in his whole life. Well, he said, we'll never know. The music, I have no idea. I couldn't give a fuck. And then he adds, I don't care about Black Sabbath. I never did. Have no interest in biting the heads off chickens or whatever they do. I couldn't care less, you know?
That's crazy.
Which, first of all, he he helped write he helped write some of the most drug induced hippie
Right.
rock and roll albums of all time. I mean, he was in the he recorded The Dark Side of the Moon. He recorded Animals, The Wall.
Right.
I mean, amazing albums. So I don't understand what he's talking shit about
He needs some
unless there's
relevance,
like
get some clicks, just so we
it,
know
it
he's still around.
it must be, but you know what? I fucking hate you, Roger Waters, and you can go suck a dick. How about that?
Hell yeah.
And in this news, Ozzy Osbourne's son, Jack Osbourne, thinks the same thing. He responded via the internet with a simple, "Hey, Roger Waters, fuck you.
Nice.
How pathetic and out of touch you've become." Yeah,
Great.
that that pretty much
Cordial,
sums it up.
elegant, straight to the point. Good on you, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, he also says the only way you seem to get attention these days is by vomiting out, I would assume, bullshit. It's
Uh-huh. Yeah.
bleeped out.
Right.
Um, but he says vomiting out bullshit in the press. My father always thought you were a cunt. Thanks for proving him right.
Hell yeah.
So that's awesome.
I love that. I hate that it
Yeah,
happened, but I love the reaction. That's good.
I don't understand why you would choose. What part of saying that this soon after his death would make you
Right.
think that
Give it
people
a
were
year
gonna
at least, dude.
at least?
That's not
Well,
how you get views. That's not and he's got to do what he can. I will say I'm not
it's
going
not
to
how
go
you
through this
get.
whole thing, but Roger Waters is just so notorious for that. There's literally a top 10 times that Roger Waters said some dumb shit about other bands. Black Sabbath is right there on the top. He said shit about his own band after he left, got kicked out. I don't remember. I don't even think I was a footnote of a thought when that happened. Van Halen, Drake, that's I'm sure well deserved.
Probably.
AC/DC, and then his animosity with Sid Barrett and many more. But he's a cranky old guy now. I guess all the acid and I don't
Yeah, he's a
know
little bitch. It sounds like.
quaaludes that he was taking back then just fried his brain, and now he's just cranky at everything. So fuck you, Roger Waters.
Yeah. Well, you know what that did is I don't think you're cool. I don't think you're edgy, and I will probably refrain from listening to Pink Floyd in any way other than on my vinyl records that don't offer him royalty money.
Right.
So,
I will say,
congratulations.
yeah, if you want to listen to some Pink Floyd, maybe check out Body Count's cover of oh fuck, what was it? I just listened to it like the other day. Is it Wish You Were Here?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that way you can give Ice-T money to get Comfortably Numb. That's what it was.
There we go.
Yeah, if you want to listen to some Pink Floyd, check out Ice-T's cover of
That's an
Comfortably Numb.
interesting song for him to cover.
It was great. Heard it live.
Yeah,
Walls were
I'll have to
shaking,
check it out.
and we were
I've never seen
outside.
it.
It was good.
I've never seen it, but I'll have to check it out. Another thing that you could check out is if you like The Dark Side of the Moon and you don't want to give Roger Waters any royalty money, you can check out the guitarist of the SOAD put out an album called The Doom Side of the Moon,
Okay.
um, which is awesome. I own it on vinyl actually, so
How
it
did you tell me that? Have you ever told me that, dude?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm mad that you didn't. Okay, if that's the case, I'll have to come over and we'll have to check it out together. Cause
Well, let's see
what the
here.
hell?
I'm pretty sure it's been out for quite some time. Yeah, it
Okay,
was released in 2016, so before we knew each other.
fair.
Um, but I was trying to see if there was any supporting cast on here to note. But I'm pretty sure most of the stuff was tracked by the guitarist of the SOAD. There might be some cameos in this record, but all in all, this is my favorite way to listen to this album. No offense to Pink Floyd's version. Obviously, it was an important piece of history, but this is better now.
Nice.
So this next story, it was so odd, but so funny based on our conversation that we had last week about the
Uh,
guy beaten off at the corn show.
uh,
Um, I said I wish that we had more headlines like this, not specifically about people beating off at shows. And my wish came true because I was scrolling through Reddit and
okay.
I found a story that this guy had posted. He went to the System of a Down show at Soldier Field in Chicago last week and took a picture. Someone took a straight full log of a dump right on the ground. Uh, uh, this guy takes a picture of this dump in a sea of plastic beer cups on the ground of this venue, this outdoor venue. And surprisingly, it hadn't been trampled yet because the guy states in his post that he caught it while he was walking out of out of the venue for the show. I guess the guy pulled his flashlight up on his camera on his phone and so that he could see so that he wasn't tripping over beer cans and whatnot. And I
Right.
guess that's when he found the shit.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm looking through Reddit and I can't find a picture or anything, but the one I
Oh, it
found,
was on there.
okay. I believe you. It's just probably getting drowned out by everyone else responding or whatever. But yeah, the title of the Reddit post I found in all caps, who took a shit at Soldier Field last night, and then describes pretty much that whole situation.
Yep. I don't. Yeah, they must have taken down the pic. Maybe the picture had to get taken down because of the
Yeah,
shit. Um,
maybe.
but yeah, that the story's up there. I haven't really gone through the comments, but I'm sure it can't be bad. But it also is confusing as like how did this guy or whoever, it could have been a female, we don't know, I'm not going to assume genders here for the shit, but how did somebody get the time to be able to squat out a shit surrounded by people?
So let me go ahead and say this. I'm scrolling down a little bit in the thread. There's a
Uh-huh.
picture, a shaky picture of somebody. The comment states, "My friends and I were in the pit Monday night. Unfortunately, we also saw the System of a Down shit. There was a guy there shaking his leg, and my friend swears he saw something fall out of his pant leg. We thought it was a shooter bottle, but on second thought, does anyone know who this guy is?" And there's a picture
Oh
of him
man,
right there. Kind of
there's a
shaky,
picture
so
of the
like,
shitter.
yeah, yeah.
All
The
right.
the butler for any Bob's Burgers fans.
Dude, okay, so also I'm not here to shame anybody based on the type of undergarments that you
Yeah.
wear, but is this person wearing like straight up like middle school kid oversized baggy boxer shorts or something like that? How is he shaking a shit out of his leg?
I can't imagine any way
Is
that
this
that would
guy
work. I'm a
is this
skinny
guy
jean
wearing
guy.
jink
Yeah, he's wearing
Yeah, is he
Janko
wearing
jeans, dude.
jinkos?
Right. Probably. That would be my guess. Because there's no
I
way
mean,
that
he's
would
at a
work in any other situation.
no. I mean, he's at a System of a Down show, so I could see the Jinko
It's
jeans,
possible.
you
Or
know.
some trip pants. Remember those? The
Yep,
chains and shit. Yeah,
the Hot Topic special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Disgusting. How dare they?
That is. So yeah, I guess this one I don't know if shits are funnier than jerking off, but I don't know. Jerking off's pretty funny.
it's pretty
Although could
funny.
scar some people.
But I'm saying some shit like if it was in the mosh pit, I mean, people are saying that it was by the mosh pit. So you take a face full of dookie, dude. That's one of the big five. You're getting something and you're getting tested, and I no, that's biological warfare, brother. Like at least you
Yep.
can, I don't know, you can punch a guy who's jacking off, just like that one guy did. You know,
Yeah.
it's a manageable unless they're like doing it on you, which is
don't
equally as
don't
gross.
yeah,
No, paint that
don't do it
picture. Go
on me.
ahead. Imagine
Don't
it.
don't do it on. It's just like
Imagine, if you will.
mm.
Yeah. I'm so glad we have this audio only now because that was horrifying.
You don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to see pictures of me.
That's the thumbnail. Thank you, sir. I'm making
Yeah,
that
no
the
problem.
thumbnail.
No problem. But yeah, I swear to God, if I were to catch a turd in the pit
Yeah.
and slip and fall in it, I will be so pissed.
Crowd killing, dude. Fucking
I would start crowd
everybody.
kill.
Just
I would blame everyone, and I
right.
would take it to a throwback to like 2 episodes ago when we talked about beating up Gen Z kids in there. I'd just be beating
Just
them up,
right. Hell yeah.
getting them. Not to be confused with, you know. Uh, all right, all this talk of jerking off and pooping has made me tired. Um, in other news, this will wake you back up. I was pretty excited. I'm a big Kuba Khan TX fan, and I was scrolling through Instagram the other day. All of a sudden, we get a little teaser clip with a little bit of sound bite, something to do with horses. I don't know. There's horses running in this video. Has nothing to do with Kubakan, but there was some heavy music in the background, and all we got was the caption stating 9, 10, 25. Uh,
Interesting.
so that's exciting because that is in 2 days from now, Tyler.
Yeah.
So this Wednesday, it looks like, so I went back to their Instagram page before we started recording today to see if there was any updates. And they had reposted said clip. And now the caption says the mountain of Corsicana, which when you Google search the mountain of Corsicana, it lets you know that Kubakan is releasing a new song called The Mountain of Corsicana in 2 days.
Okay. Huh.
So that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is happening because Kubakan just released a new album not that long ago. I feel like it hasn't been that long ago.
Yeah,
Maybe it
we
has been long.
announced we talked about it like what, 2 weeks ago, I think? 3 weeks ago? Hasn't been that long.
No, no, but when did Knocked Loose release their newest album? I think it was around the same time. Oh, holy shit. Exhibition of Prowess, their latest album, that
Mhm.
released last year.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
We
So I
just got
guess that makes
snow?
sense.
No. Wow, crazy.
Yeah, yeah, this is just a random one-off song. They don't have anything posted about a new album coming up. It seems unlikely that there would be a new album considering that the rest of their
Right.
albums
And
have
they're
had
touring right
at
now.
least
That's
yeah.
probably what we were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, they are definitely touring. So that is definitely what we talked about. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this will be the start of a tease to a new album and maybe they're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm here for it. The last little bit of news, we got some tour announcements.
We do.
What do we got here,
I think I'm
Tyler?
gonna take this
My
one over.
yeah, my throat is a little hoarse. I
Of
need a little
course.
break.
Right. Horse like the horses in the mountain of Corsicana. maybe.
Exactly like
Of
that.
course,
Yep.
perfect. But yeah, I'll take this one over. I was excited about this. I haven't been a huge fan of these guys, but the thing that got me into researching this announcement, Louisville natives Acid Bath. I believe this year reunited and they've announced a bunch of shows, which is sick. They're described having a mix of doom, punk, and a little psychedelia, which are all great. But they've announced a show next year in March in New Jersey, a little far from us, but they are playing with Baroness, who I know we're both super into, and the Skull, who I honestly have never listened to before. But if they're playing
Nope.
with Acid Bath and Baroness, they got to be sick. But then
Got
doing
to
a little
be.
bit more research, I know they're playing at Louder Than Life and Rest in Peace to My Wallet from the last 4 years. This year I decided not to go, but I absolutely love that festival. It's one of my favorites. They are playing. I don't remember which day because I've been really trying to not watch a lot of the news on there and feel terrible about my decision because I'm missing out on Slayer for the second time. But they're going to be there with a lot of other just great fucking bands. If you've got the time, go to Will Call, get yourself a ticket, check it out. I love that festival. But they are also playing a little bit later this year in New Orleans with Mastodon, Power Trip,
Sick. Sick.
Amigo the Devil, and Soylent Green. And then they are going to be pretty close to us in December on the 12th. I'll have to find out which day that's on during the week, but they're playing with High on Fire. Not really into them, but Weed Eater I am super into. They're going to be playing at the Salt Shed in Chicago, so maybe you try and convince Brittany to let you go on one more show this year.
I am a giant fan of High on Fire, and to be honest with you, I think they might be the best band I've ever seen live.
Really? Okay.
Yes. I saw them, hard to say what year. If I had to guess, I'd say probably in around like 2012,
Hmm.
2013, maybe. Saw them at a venue called Thalia Hall in Chicago.
I just heard about
One
that
of my
venue from a Chicago local that snuck
it
in on us after fucking Labor Day.
it's
Terrible.
sick.
Uh-huh.
It's a sick
Okay.
venue. They haven't really, I mean, I haven't really stayed on top of stuff, but the handful of times that I've checked out to see what kind of shows they got going on there, it seems like they veered away from some metal stuff in recent years. Back when I saw High on Fire there, they had a ton of awesome shows playing there for a pretty affordable price.
Nice.
I saw Sun there. I saw High on Fire there. I saw Sleep there. I
Oh,
saw the
nice.
Sword there. Um,
Sick, dude.
I saw a ton of sick shows there. Um, so yeah, I highly recommend it. They've got their own restaurant and bar connected to the theater.
Okay.
It's on the corner of the street, and they have like the upstairs is like very classical Chicago, like
Okay.
hipstery. There's like a lot of like bronze ceiling medallions
Okay.
and like
Like
old school,
filigreed
like
frames. They got like balconies
yeah,
and shit in there too.
yeah, very elegant.
Okay.
And then the downstairs is called the Punch House, I believe. Um, but
Okay.
it's that's where I would recommend if you go to a show at Thalia Hall, go downstairs to the Punch House for some drinks before the show. It's very like Al Capone speakeasy kind of feeling.
Gotcha.
They've got like a little nook with like some nice leather armchairs that's like in like a library kind of deal. There's like books and everything all around you.
Right.
All of their booths are like half moon booths facing towards the bar.
Okay.
So kind of like it's got like a very um open feel to it. The whole place is dim and dark. The only real light that's coming up are from some like dim sconces on the wall, and then they've got a giant fish tank behind the bar. It's like a
Ooh.
giant fish tank.
All right, I'm
Um,
interested. I don't think I've
it
ever been to a bar with a giant fish tank, and that just to me, as somebody who grew up not going to fancy fucking places, like that just screams class. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hell
Dude,
yeah,
can
I'll
you
have to check it
imagine
out.
how awesome it would be if we had a fish tank behind our bar and you just got to
Yeah,
like
just
serve
watch.
drinks and look at fish all day?
Right, that'd be sick.
That'd,
Yeah,
that'd be so sick.
we'll bring it up
Um,
on Wednesday and Thursday at the meetings
yeah, we'll have to
immediately.
incorporate that in.
Right, you know.
So yeah, I highly recommend go check that out.
Mhm.
That venue's sick. But yeah, High on Fire, awesome. Weed Eater, awesome.
Awesome. Had to take a
Acid
hit
Bath,
just for Weed Eater.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
check them out. If you're in Jersey, Jay and
Joyzy,
Silent Bob, maybe you'll see him. Maybe they'll be there. Who knows?
Joyzy.
Yeah, I think I'll
Hell
take
yeah.
this next part too. Gonna squeeze on into a deep dive.
This is
Uh,
we need to get a like a introductory track to move into our next segments.
yeah,
Uh,
I like
you
that.
know, it's like about to take a deep dive with
Right.
Tyler.
Ta-da.
Something like that, you know?
Na 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 na. Right. Uh, we're already halfway there. But yeah, you did mention anchors earlier and made a little comment about being label mates, you know, with Devil Wears Prada, Norma Jean, all that.
Yep.
Which made me realize that they're part of Solid State, and the deep dive today is all on Solid State Records, one of my absolute favorite, technically an imprint, but yeah, favorite record label, whatever, to put out music. Most of the bands that they've had signed, currently have signed, are constantly in my rotation. But this imprint started in '97, so they've got 28, almost 30 years under their belts of signing, producing, putting out just stellar bands. The first one that I got into through them was Under Oath. Now they're under, what do we discover? MNRK Heavy, I
Yep.
think is the tag, which would probably be another imprint, but
Yeah.
yeah. And we had under them during their time from Solid State to Find the Great Line. I'm pretty sure they're only chasing safety before that. We got Lost in the Sound of Separation. We got Disambiguation. Some of the greatest Under Oath albums of all time. Now, I think they're all great personally. There's not one single album that I will not listen to by choice. Um, I just don't go after Dallas's stuff that often because I wasn't into Under Oath at that time. But we also got bands like Demon Hunter, Oh Sleeper, one of my absolute favorites. Ryan, if you haven't checked them out, I definitely recommend it. They get, I'm not gonna say a little churchy because Solid State is an imprint of Tooth and Nail, and it's all Christian music and whatever. But Solid State's for us who, you know, aren't under that label of Christian, but we still like heavy music, and those guys like playing it. So there's their avenue. Fit
Oh
for a
yeah.
King, another band we've talked about, and specifically me, I've talked about a bunch. One of my all-time favorites. We got Descendants from them, Dark Skies, The Hell We Create, and just recently, Lonely God. Check it out.
Yeah, that album's
Silent,
good.
yeah, Silent Planet. Just got into them last year. With Super Bloom. And then I've just dug back into everything else that we've gotten from them. One of my all-time favorite songs by Silent Planet is Trilogy. And the reason for that is it was I shared this story several weeks ago, but um end of their set, they're on their final song, second to last song. Um their lead vocalist got on top of the crowd into the rafters and he's just screaming into the mic, hanging upside down like a bat from the rafters. It was sick. So, this other band, they're kind of heavy, but I got to give them shout outs because they kept me going all through middle school into high school. But Showbread, they're not really metal. They do a lot of weird music. Talk about dinosaurs sometimes and nihilism. We just had a release from Showbread in 2023, so not too recent, but just happy to see something from them. Our fathers were models for God. If nobody's checked that out, I definitely recommend it. But like I said, all in all, just if you're looking, if you one easy way for me to find new music is to find the record label that puts out, produces, pays for all the music. Just go on their webpage and look at artists and hey, have fun. A little Russian roulette of artists are going on. Plus, you can always go through, get merch that you want from them if you miss the show. Um, Keep up on news, see any new releases. Check us out for new releases if you don't mind. But if you need any merch, you can check out the record label website. Um, but yeah, just a titan of the industry. And for me, and maybe Ryan, to you, the audience, and to Solid State, thank you for giving us so much good music over the years. We hope to see many more.
Oh yeah, yeah. I dig a lot of their discography. I'm not sure all of the albums that they've put out, but I know that they've put out quite a few that I have been a fan of. Um, yeah.
The Chariot was signed to
Oh yeah.
Solid State, so anything by them, you know?
Oh yeah. 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 All I can find right now is tooth and nail stuff on the fly. Either way, um, yeah, Solid State is solid. So check out their stuff. So we got a little bit of an artist feature with Ryan.
With Ryan.
Today, I don't know. I already told you I it's kind of just like a cool down week where we're taking it easy.
Yeah,
So I haven't really put a ton of effort into diving into some lesser known bands. So this week, I just wanted to talk about a band that I'm a big fan of, which is the Black Dahlia Murder.
great band.
I know, I knew that you were a big fan of them. I've been a big fan of them since high school. They are from the Detroit area in Michigan, so Michigan guys like us.
Represent.
They were formed in 2001, and their first stuff came out that same year. They released their demo entitled "What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse," with 4 tracks on it, um, which is one of my favorite songs actually by them.
Same.
I think it
I
is
just
my
popped it
favorite
on.
song.
It's so good. That was the song that got me
Yeah,
into them.
yep. It's such a killer song. Um, let's see. Yeah, they signed with Metal Blade Records in 2003. Metal Blade is also another record label where if you need some new music, you could check out their stuff because they sign a lot of killer bands and have signed a lot of killer bands in the past. Um, yeah, some of my favorite tracks by Black Dahlia Murder, I've already said. What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse is just a killer song. It just beats the shit out of you the whole entire time.
Yeah.
It's so good. And I like the fact that Black Dahlia kind of, at least some of their older stuff, they're a death metal band, but they kind of lean on like that like horror side of stuff, the horror style of music. So I kind of like that. I like that old the old organ kind of stuff in the background. I like a lot of uh, keyboards on
Mhm.
top of this stuff. It just makes it seem very spooky and ominous, and I'm
Yeah.
here for it.
Can I give you a little nerd trivia about
Yeah,
that song, What a Horrible Night to Have Occurs? The
yeah.
phrase comes from the 1987 NES classic Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest.
Hell
When
yeah.
night falls and the villagers transform into monsters, signaling the coming of a curse, that shows up. It would be a
Nice.
great tattoo. I see a T-shirt online, but yeah,
Hell yeah.
they know what's up, and I
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
that
sick.
from you guys.
Yeah, dude. They've always been super funny too. So if you watch some of their music videos, they got some goofy stuff. Specifically the song Statutory Ape. Um, that was the first music video that I saw by them when I was in high school, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
I assume it's what I assume a band member in an ape costume just running around fucking shit up.
you know,
And it's awesome. Doesn't get any better than that.
right?
Um, let's see. Yeah, their album Unhallowed is just banger after banger. Their next album, uh, Miasma, is so good. Nocturnal is, I think, my favorite album of all. And then the album after that, Deflorate, I love that album. Sick. That's when they like kind of, I don't know, it's less on the horror side of things and just
Mhm.
more straight like tech death, but I love it a lot. Ritual was an awesome album. Ever Black, Abysmal, Nightbringers. They're just hitting them back to back to back. Killer
Right.
stuff. Unfortunately, I can't remember when exactly it was. Um, 2022, so not that long ago. Their singer Trevor, longtime singer, he passed away, which was a pretty big hit to the metal community.
Yeah.
And since then, I believe their one of their guitarists who used to do backup vocals for them has since taken over the slot at vocals. I'm
Yeah, that
pretty sure.
sounds about right. I know there was somebody else that filled in, like touring as well.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, I've seen some videos of some of their newer shows, and he sounds pretty spot on. I mean, obviously there's nobody that can um stand up to Trevor, but I think he does a pretty good job about keeping it going.
yeah. Brian
I
S. Eschbach is, I believe, how you pronounce that. He took over lead vocals. He was rhythm and backing vocals, so he just
Yep.
got a little upgrade.
Just slotted into there,
Yeah,
which is
right.
cool. I think it's awesome to like I mean, I think it's more of an honor to him, and how long the band's been going on, to just keep the band together and not
Exactly.
try to like replace him with somebody else.
Right.
Um,
I mean,
it's just
he's
kind of like,
another. He's a founding member. He's him and Trevor were the only two from day one all the way through that are still in the
gotcha,
band. Or, he's the only one in the band now. But that's good.
right,
Like you said, they didn't try and find somebody new to emulate the sound, to
right.
do anything crazy, make it new. It just kept it going, and
I mean,
that's pretty important.
that's kind of like my gripe that I had when Mitch Lucker of Suicide Silence died.
Right.
When they replaced him with what's his name, Mike something
I've
of
seen
All
him
Shall
3 times
Perish.
live in the after Mitch, and
Yeah,
yeah, I don't.
yeah.
Eddie Hernan,
Eddie, that's his
yeah,
name. He's
Eddie.
from All Shall Perish, right?
Um,
I think that's the band that he came from. Which, um,
yes, all shall perish. That is correct.
yeah, which I was a fan of that band. But for some reason, I just didn't. You would think that it would be cool, for us to get Suicide Silence back with a dude who was kind of big in the industry before.
Right.
But it just didn't hit for me. It wasn't the same. I kind of thought it first of all, I didn't think it was a very good matchup, but also it just kind of felt weird to continue Suicide Silence without Mitch. He was such
He put a
a
lot of the soul into the band. You're not wrong about. Now I
yeah.
will say, going off of that, I've seen him live a few times with Eddie, and he puts on a good show. He does. I feel he does right by the songs. Like they're still heavy as all get out. But another little segue. That they had one of the, I'm gonna say, most dangerous walls of death I have ever witnessed. Their
All
crowd
right.
was a decent size. I mean, they were constantly playing 3 years in a row. I think at Louder Than Life they were playing, but they started a wall of death. I don't remember the track, but to see the whole crowd just collide with each other, and then like 4 minutes later everyone's doing the X's, like they're trying to get the band to stop for a second because there are medical people coming through the entire crowd to pick up a chick who broke her collarbone in that wall of death. Like she looked rough after that. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen such a major injury, which is a little surprising. Like, come on, guys, get a little crazier. Let's go. Let's see some blood. Um, but yeah, that was just insane to see live right in front of me. That was the first major injury, and yeah, so they're keeping the
Hey, if
spirit
you can't
alive.
take the if you can't take the heat, stay out of the pit, right?
You know, right?
Um, well, yeah. I mean, that being said, I think that what Black Dahlia Murder has done to keep going has been pretty cool. Um, and I'm super excited. I will be seeing them in October on
That's
the Lorna
right.
Shore tour.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be seeing them with Lorna Shore, Shadow of Intent, and Peeling Flesh. The date for the show that I'll be seeing is Chicago on the 23rd of October. I'm super excited about it.
What venue are you gonna be at?
Um, you know what? I knew that you were going to ask me that, and I don't know why. uh, I don't know why that I should be prepared, but
Ah, come on.
I'm pretty sure I'm seeing them at the Salt Shed.
Okay, I'm pretty. That sounds familiar in conversation. So
You know what? I confirmed I am seeing them at the Salt Shed,
nice.
which I'm excited about. I haven't been there,
Yeah, like I said, me neither.
so
So we're discovering new venues somewhat together in spirit
separately,
this year.
yeah,
Right. Same,
yeah.
but different.
So, but still same. So yeah, go check out Black Dahlia if you don't know them. If somehow you don't know them, you can check out follow their stuff on Instagram at the Black Dahlia Murder underscore official, or go check them out on any streaming platform. They've been around for a long time, so they've got their stuff everywhere, I'm sure. But they're an awesome band. Go support. And that transitions us into our last segment of the day before we're getting too close
Yeah.
to game time right now. I'm getting a little hyped
Down to the
up.
wire, dude.
We're getting down to the wire. So this last segment I got before we can hit the dusty trail for the day. We're doing a little overrated, underrated. Tyler, I'm gonna name some bands, and I want you to tell me if you think they're overrated or if you think they're underrated.
I,
And
mm,
we've got a secret section. You can say appropriately rated as well.
I can what?
You can say appropriately rated as well. That
Okay,
can be an answer.
I gotcha.
So So this first one is a big one. We got Slipknot.
Overrated.
Overrated? Oh,
Overrated. Just right away.
all right.
I've listened to Slipknot. We all have. You know, it's kind of ingrained of our blood in our blood. Like if you're gonna be one of us, I don't know. Like I feel like you have to have listened to Slipknot before. But um,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna get all this out there. They're all talented musicians. I know they've been through a lot of struggles over the years. That's fine. You know, I get that. I recognize that. Corey Taylor, Jim Root, Sean Crahan. Is he still in the band? I don't know.
I think so.
And others. Because now you've been having a lot. Mick. Yeah, now I'm looking at their little thing. I pulled everybody up just so I could have some info. But yeah, I understand that, guys. And I recognize that. But the amount of, I guess I'm going to use vitriol I sometimes see in the media. The amount of, what did Corey Taylor say about this thing? You know, you're getting less about the music and more about, I guess, the recognition. I don't know. We're all getting a little older. You guys definitely. Um, but I don't want to keep reading up on what this band member said about that. Like I'm here for the music, you know what I mean? So
So
I mean
you don't want to know what Roger Waters has to say about
no,
anything?
I don't. I don't care. Um unless it's about, I guess, well, now when I say that, cuz sometimes they end up just talking about like this music or whatever. I'm just not into that. Like, which I guess kind of
Yeah.
sucks for what we're doing now, cuz I guess I need to start caring, you know. But I've been out of listening to Slipknot since All Hope Is Gone. I feel like that's kind of a solid place to stop. There was a couple songs in the album after that that I kind of got into around the release of. I don't remember what songs they were. Um, but Slipknot, you've had your time. You just sold your masters. You got the payment.
Yep. There's time to sail off in the sunset.
Hang it up. Into the hellfire, dude. Come on. There's no sunset.
Yeah.
Uh the
um,
blood moon. Yeah.
yeah, I kind of agree. I agree with what you said. I see them as overrated for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm a big fan of some of their earlier stuff,
Yeah.
but you're right. Uh, All Hope Is Gone is the last album that I really cared about. Once Joey Jordison had passed,
Yeah.
I
After
wasn't
that, they were just
interested.
a rotate there was just a rotating door of entertainers, cast members, you know.
Hey,
And I
but I
was
mean, and
uh
that may be true, but they have had some pretty sick heavy hitter drummers fill in afterward. So no discredit to them, but it's
yeah,
just not the same without Joey.
right.
It's
Maybe
just
I don't
not.
know. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to put words in their mouth, but maybe they feel the same with the sale of the masters, like the time in between albums and some of the news releases that I have seen. You know, I'm pretty sure Corey or Jim or somebody, you know, one of the more vocal guys, just like, we're getting old. We're getting sick of this shit. We have kids. We got to take them to school. We can't be the gory masked prison jumpsuit guys anymore. That's not a direct quote. That's my creative liberties taken. But yeah, you know, maybe yeah, you're just getting old and you're not that angry anymore. That's fine. You can, Corey, you can do your acoustic stuff. Go sing the SpongeBob theme song to your heart's content. Be happy. You have all earned it. I'm proud of you guys. You got better.
You can do it.
Yeah. I believe in you.
Yeah, go play your acoustic Stone Sour music and go. I don't know. Go play some fucking claw
Go on
games
a
or
fucking
something like Corpse
vacation, dude. Go
Grinder.
to the beach.
Yeah, go do something.
Right.
He seems like somebody who would be like a big fan of uh, wearing flip flops and sitting on the
That's what I'm
beach.
saying. Just some khaki shorts, some flip flops, you know, like a cutoff shirt. You earned it, dude.
Yep.
Treat yourself.
All right. Well, it's been ruled. The Riff Report thinks that Slipknot is underrated.
Yeah.
Overrated. Sorry,
Overrated. I was
my
gonna
bad.
say
I
overrated
got
with the side
I
of
got
go to the
confused.
beach. You're all right.
Yep.
I forgive you.
I'm screwing it up already. That's all right. This is why we're still brand new. We're learning.
Today's my first day.
Yeah, that's all right. It's our first day with technical
It
difficulties. It's got to
is.
be a mess.
We're learning a lot.
All right, our next band that I got for you, I want to know is overrated or underrated in your opinion. Linkin Park.
I'm gonna split this one into 2 votes. Old Lincoln Park, Chester Bennington Lincoln Park, appropriately rated. A lot of great tracks. Hybrid Theory stands the test of time always.
Killer.
I will always put that on. I was
Yep.
also a big fan of one of their later albums, The Hunting Party. Did you ever check that one out? That
No,
one
to
was
be
pretty
honest
good.
with
It
you,
had some
no.
like big old arms, like from the heavens, shooting a large arrow down. It
Yeah.
was cool. I like the imagery, and just everything about it. Um, Chester also took over for I can't Wayland. I think after he passed, when Wayland passed, he took over on STP.
Yeah.
If yeah, and
Did he?
that's sick. I'm pretty sure. Um,
That's sweet.
right, that's what I'm saying. So talented individual, Mike Shinoda. Just everybody in the band had a lot of talent, a lot of creativity to give. Um, there we were talking about this a few weeks ago. Reanimation had a goddamn Gundam on it, dude. Like I'm
It
all
was
for
sick.
it. I'm
Yep.
150% in.
Yep.
And yeah, we had a great time, and after Chester, excuse me, had passed, unfortunately, we didn't get really any new music from them. But then just
Now we
the
got
last few years
Emily
ago, we got
Armstrong.
Emily, which I know a lot of people have their own feelings about. I mean, there was a couple articles right after the announcement with Cedric from the Mars
Mars
Volta,
Volta.
yeah, about each of their shared Scientology experiences, and
Her
meetups and
connections
whatever.
with Danny Masterson.
Exactly, and all that. And that's just so unfortunate that she was involved with that. Not directly, but in defense
Yeah.
of and all that. And I understand friendships. I'm not trying to get in the middle of all that. Um, but I've okay. All right, hold on. No, I'm having a whole mess of emotions right now because there's a couple of playlists that we've thrown on at work that have had some new Linkin Park on there. And if I come into the situation not knowing that it's Linkin Park, the songs aren't that bad. I'm gonna admit that. Like they're well crafted. I mean, you've got everybody from Linkin Park. None of that, as far as I know, has changed. It's just Chester has been replaced. Now, I'm gonna say new Linkin Park is overrated with Emily. I'm saying that because it feels like you're all trying to shove it down our throats that Linkin Park is back. The music is whatever. It's the same. It's whatever. You're shoving it down our throats. Change the band name and move on. Chester had a great legacy. Don't poison that. Don't ruin that legacy. You all built that together. He's in a better place, you know. He struggled for a long time, and you know what I mean? Don't ruin that, Lincoln Park. Let it grow. Move on. Find a new band name. Be excited that you have a chick vocalist. That's cool, you know. And even then, just a new vocalist, but just change the name. And then I'm gonna say underrated. I'm gonna change it after that. If they can change their name, that's fine. You guys are great. I would love to listen to more of you, but I'm gonna be here in boycott of Lincoln Park for a little while, and then I'll stop thinking about it. But until you change your name, that's it. So old school, appropriate. New school, fucking overrated. It's all just media bullshit.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm all I can taste right now is blood from biting my lip that whole entire time.
Oh yeah.
Um, but you hit the nail on the head. I liked what you said about um how it feels like it's being shoved down our throats.
Right.
Because that's what I kind of agree on that. First of all, um, I'll preface this by saying I was a hybrid theory, Meteora, reanimation guy. I
Mhm.
like those three albums. Those are great
Yeah.
albums. Um, and I'm sure that what they put out after that was good as well. I just am not a big fan of it. But I will tell you this much. I don't like the band now. I don't think they're very good.
Yeah.
You it surprised me that you said you thought that the new songs were pretty good. But I think I don't know, it's just kind of feels like a knockoff. It's like store brand Linkin Park.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Meyer
it
brand
the
Lincoln Park.
yeah, it's not even if you were to put Chester into this band, I still think that the music outside of it is very store brand, but I'm not a big fan of Emily's vocals or the fact that um them continuing with her almost
Mhm.
unintentionally, but it does make you try to compare the two vocalists, and there is no comparison. Chester was a hell of a
Oh,
vocalist.
yeah. Right.
So, so yeah, I will. Unfortunately, Lincoln Park is what they are now, so I can only rate them on what they are now. But I will have to say they're overrated.
Uh, Overrated. All right.
So we got two overrateds back to back. I can't wait for the next one. The next one I got System of a Down. Sticking with the two early 2000s
Right.
new
It's
metal
good. Makes me think,
theme.
makes you think sometimes too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
System of a Down. Fucking appropriately related, dude. Their lyrical content, a lot of us probably don't understand, or maybe we do. I mean, I've been listening to them for a long time. You've been listening to them a long time. Anyone listening to us for the short time we've been around, has probably been listening to System of a Down for a really long time. And to be a bunch of, I'm just gonna say it like this, foreigners in foreign land, you know what I mean? People from a different country here in the US, especially right now at least. Times are a little tumultuous, and they've always been super big on their political stylings, speaking out, specifically about the Armenian genocide, Tiananmen Square. Those are the two I can think of immediately. But all the
Mhm.
political discourse and trying to, I guess, through music, teach us either better ways to handle it or to be aware and everything. That's always been sick. A lot of bands try and stay away from politics and take a neutral stance and just say music shouldn't be political. But, with System of a Down, Rage Against the Machine, the two big ones I can think of right now, that's who they are because they have a voice that reaches millions. And I feel like if more bands could do things a little more tastefully, specifically like System of a Down, because Rage Against the Machine is just in your face about it, which is on another end good. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like we'd have a lot more things maybe figured out, but we don't because everyone's a weenie that makes great music. So we're stuck in a conundrum. But System of a Down are super ultra appropriately related or rated. Anything I get from them, anything I will ever hear from them, I just love.
Yeah. I agree. They rock. Um, all of their releases are good. They don't have a bad release. So that is a plus. I Yeah, I guess appropriate. God, this is a tongue twister
Yeah, you
of
did this to us. This is your fault.
appropriately rated. Um, I guess so, but I feel like they get lumped into all these 2000s new metal bands, which kind
Yeah,
of gets a bad rap sometimes.
right.
So I could lean on the side of underrated, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I also feel like most people don't really put much thought into the lyrical content of the songs you listen to.
Right.
And if you really broke down, Surge can say a lot of silly things in a song, and it kind of just sounds like he's just screwing around. But
Right.
there's he really does sing a lot about a lot of thoughtful and important topics.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna go underrated on this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Next one is corn.
Corn. This is another easy one. Corn's overrated. They make great music, but I don't know. I'll say this: Jonathan Davis's tracksuits underrated. The rest of the music, it's a little tried and true at this point. Um, Same with Slipknot. Like I said, back in the early aughts, I'm growing up, angry at the world and not understanding why. Corn was the perfect thing to pop on. Freak on a Leash. Um, is really the only album I can list by name, which I'm sure a lot of people maybe are the same. I don't know. Oh, See You on the Other Side. Oh, here's the easiest one. Corn, a self-titled. Come on. What am I
Yeah,
doing? But yeah, those were a couple of them that they did a sick wasn't it Corn and Skrillex?
yeah, that
Remember
sounds
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
Narcissistic Cannibal. The Path of Totality. That's the album. Yeah. That was the last album I
okay,
listened to because that's when I got into Skrillex because of the whole transition from first to last. So
yep.
I was like, I'll give it a try, and I actually really enjoyed it. Um, there's some science thing I heard about Sonny Moore's music as Skrillex, but I'm not going to get into it because that's off topic. But um, let me just say this: if you're masturbating to music set up by a band, you're a little overrated. It's time to hang it up. Um, and once again, when we're talking about metal, and a lot of this lyrical content, don't ever take this as me. And I'm sure these bands, they're never going to listen to this. And if they do, I'll say this: I do understand the struggles. I went through my own struggles in the past, and still struggle now with certain things. But yeah, just maybe we'll segue off of this and continue this ideas. I'm getting a little bit older. I'm not listening to some of those old new metal, grungy, like we said, kind of hot topicy bands. Like I'm not sad anymore. I'm not, and I get sad, but that doesn't rule my life. So I guess I don't relate to those anymore. I guess I get into more like technical, more musically inclined sort of bands. I'm not looking for shock value anymore. I'm not looking for all that. So that's just me. But unfortunately, Corn, your band is overrated. Jonathan Davis, keep wearing those tracksuits, dudes. Those are fucking sick. What do you say?
Hell yeah. I say they're overrated. I've
Fair.
never been a big corn fan. They've got some heavy songs that I like. Got this life or got the life or
Uh huh.
something like that. That's my favorite corn song. But it just goes so hard. But other than that, not a big fan. Never really understood the hype behind corn. There's always those kids like that were into them, and I never got into them. It was a little, I don't know, it was just a little too on the hip hoppy side, I think, of the new metal stuff,
Yeah.
where like I was more into this Slipknot, System of a Down kind of
Okay.
stuff. The more aggressive, I guess, but not a big fan.
Gotcha.
I can't I can't wait to hear your opinion on the last
Let
artists
me
we had
throw
in our
this last thing out about corn. I forgot about this, but I had to look through their
yeah.
Spotify. One underrated thing by Corn. Let me give you something in your defense. They did a cameo cover in the early 2000s of the song Word Up, one of my
Oh
all-time
yeah.
favorite covers. So I'm kind of in the middle, but I'll just keep where I'm at so we can get into the next one because I think you're going to love this.
Yeah, so this last artist that I have for you um is probably going to be on the more controversial side of things, but Limp Biscuit.
Limp
Got a little
Bizkit,
Fred Durst action for you, yeah.
underrated.
All right, all right, all right. I can't
Huge.
wait to hear why.
Let me just say this. So we'll preamble a little bit. I did finally get the opportunity to see Limp Bizkit for the first time about 2 or 3 years ago. I'm gonna bring this up again at Louder Than Life. Now it's a pretty big festival now, getting bigger every year. When I got to see them, everybody's probably seen Fred Durst in his denim cowboy and what was it? So there was Red Hat, Fred Durst. There was
Yep.
Bob
OG,
Ross looking right. Bob Ross looking
the
Fred
dad,
Durst. He's wearing the fucking
the
wig with
dad.
the yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then when I got to see them, that was during his, like I said, denim cowboy. He's got the handlebar, fucking mustache. Was he wearing a cowboy hat? I don't remember. I think he was, but yeah, he's just
I don't know.
I guess rural dad phase. But uh, one thing that kind of made me upset, but I guess I can understand. I don't know. We caught Limp Bizkit from a distance. We were in the back of the crowd. We're just walking by, going to get some drinks and food, whatever. Just meander around the festival grounds, and just walked by to check them out. See. We stopped
Yeah.
into the crowd, but after like their first or second song, um, Fred was making a huge deal about the cameras being on them, and other artists have also had issues with personal like cell phone cameras and everything, but he's like, nope, turn off those other cameras. We want everyone to be here live with us. You don't need to watch us on a screen. Some of the hypothesize about that is that Fred was probably lip syncing because I think a couple days prior he was battling a cold and his voice was probably out. So maybe he was just talking when he needed to and then lip syncing during the songs. I don't know. But if you're bantering, like, how do you do that? It's a kind of
Yeah.
far fetched theory, but I think he was just being controversial as Fred does and wanted
Yeah.
to make everyone pissed off. So a lot of people were pissed off about it. Um, but this is one of my guilty pleasures of new metal is Limp Bizkit. Significant Other I own on CD. When I had a car with a CD player that was constantly on. And we did it all for the Nookie, dude. Um, Wes Borland, one of the most talented guitarists, and this is the craziest matchup of all time, is Fred Durst and Wes Borland. You've got a god of guitar just dressing himself up, doing crazy shit, but playing insane music. And then you've got the court jester, Fred Durst, right next to him. It's insane, and I've never understood, but I think all friendships need that.
Yeah.
You've got the clean cut on top of his shit Ryan, and you've got dummy who just shares all his funny ass stories Tyler. It's how we work. It's how things, you know. It's just
I
how it
don't know.
is.
I don't know who you're.
Uh
I don't know who you're calling clean cut, but
Clean cut in how he presents the things he
yeah.
needs to do,
Sorry.
not himself, okay? You fucking hippie. Um I say as I have hair almost down to my ass. But yeah, trying to think of some other releases by Limp Bizkit. I say I'm such a good fan of them, and I can't get any of those out. But
Dude,
yeah,
the album of all time.
chocolate
The
starfish.
chocolate
Yeah,
starfish and hot dog flavored water.
you know what I mean? Um, yeah, that I remember
Dude,
seeing
Woodstock
that album.
99?
Yeah. Um, what was it? Oh yeah, that had Roland. Okay, living it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I remember seeing that album art. I don't even remember when this album. Oh, 2000. I was 7 years old when this album came out. So seeing that in magazines, ads, whatever, I'm like, oh my god, that's disgusting. I hope I never listen to that band. And I jumped on the bandwagon for the longest time, like, oh, Limp Bizkit sucks. But I just kind of sat there one day, and I guess my mind had changed. Like maybe it was
I mean,
Nookie, like maybe it was Roland, it was Break Stuff, like one of those
dude,
songs. I'm
break
like, these
stuff.
guys, they go hard. Like they just get you
Break stuff
pumped.
goes
Like
so hard.
you know what I mean? Like you can't deny that. They know what they're doing and they do it well. So to anyone out there who hates Limp Bizkit, you can go fuck yourself because they're fucking awesome. There's nothing
Hell
else
yeah.
to it. They know how to party, and I'm here for it. So Limp Bizkit,
Dude,
they're underrated.
yeah, I'm glad you brought up West Borland because that's like the highlight of Limp Bizkit for me. Um, I mean, it makes sense that you were on the hate Limp Bizkit bandwagon for a while because there was a good portion of time where Fred Durst was kind of a douche.
Right.
Um, and I mean, debatably, he might still be a douche, but I feel like nowadays he's kind of like fallen into that like artist kind of like interesting artist kind of like vibe. But West Borland, dude, Break Stuff is my favorite song by them. And that just goes to show you like he's the heart and soul of the band. Normally I'm a drums guy because
Right.
I'm a drummer,
Right.
but um dude, the intro to Break Stuff, just that
Right.
just over and over. That's
Just
all
one
he's
of those
playing. And it's
days. Right.
it's just so fucking heavy, dude.
I know.
They rip, dude. But I will say I have listened to some of their stuff that's come out after um their heyday, and there's a lot of bad stuff out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad Limp Bizkit. I don't know. I I ride the line because I kind of agree with you. Like Limp Bizkit has such awesome shit, and Wes Borland is such a good, innovative guitarist that I want to say they're underrated. I don't know if I can do it though.
Just take the jump, dude. Come on. Join me.
I don't know.
Join me in the
I'll
hot
say
dog
that.
flavored water, brother. Come on.
Nah,
It's
dude. I'll say they're
warm.
appropriate. I'll say it correctly in quick tongue twister fashion.
You got
They're
this.
appropriately rated.
There it is. Nice. What a good finish, dude. Strong finish.
I know, strong finish.
Yeah.
Confused to say, strong finish.
Right.
Um, well, anyways,
Yeah.
the Bears are kicking off right now.
Yeah.
That's all the time that I got for you folks this week. So we are gonna wrap it up. So I just wanted to say, follow us on Instagram at the.riff.report. You can follow us on YouTube at the Riff Report News. Spotify now. We're on Spotify. Listen to us there or check us out on YouTube if you want to see our beautiful faces or my silly reactions to Tyler's funny stories.
Thank you.
But you can check us every Wednesday at 9 a.m. for releases. Follow us on Instagram for our funny clips. Share them with your friends. And in the meantime, stay loud, stay angry, and we'll catch you in the pit.